Okay, so I wanted to chat a little bit about gait first, like the different pieces of walking. We've gone through a little bit of this before, but I just thought I'd refresh your memory. So hopefully this comes through all right on camera. You guys can see me kind of well enough here. Let me grab my pelvis at the same time. That might be a little bit helpful. I got part of them on. Okay, let's see. So I'll go this way so you guys can kind of all see me a little bit. So if I'm stepping forward, this is my left foot. So if I'm stepping forward with my left foot, as I step forward, a couple of things happen. The first bit is the heel strikes the ground first. And while that happens, your whole sacrum starts to turn towards the right. So you end up getting a little bit of twisting action, which is the this part of the arm movement too, before you then go into this part. So in this piece, your body is in external rotation as it comes kind of down the line. And the cat stopped doing something. And then we move into mid stance. So there's this early stance and mid stance. At mid stance, your sacrum is moving back, or you're really twisting this direction, like preparing to pick this leg up. And this is the key. We're in relative amounts of internal rotation at this leg, and it creates pronation in your foot. So what you should see happen, hopefully you guys, I have kind of flat arches, so this isn't like the best example, but hopefully you guys can kind of see this. As you go from a bigger shin angle to, they call it a negative, so a positive shin angle when it's greater than 90 to a negative angle when it's less than 90, you should see your arch start to flatten out a little bit. You should also see your heel go a little bit backwards. I don't have great amounts of this because I'm kind of working through this on my own self. But you should be able to feel, because your arch is kind of like a spring, this action of the arch coming closer to the ground. And then as you come back, lift back up. So as you walk, you've got the first step forward. So here's my step forward with my right foot. Pressing into the ground with internal rotation. This is creating a propulsion of force that allows you then to lift the back leg forward. So it's what creates the action to bring us forward. We have to have this twist action. If we don't have this twist action happen in the pelvis, right, we will create this forward movement by sticking our butts out and bringing our chest forward and changing our center of mass so that we're like falling forward, and now we've got to move our feet to catch ourselves. So remember, we've talked about that before, right? This is like the mechanics of why that would happen. So looking down at your feet, what can happen with your feet is if, and this is most people in this middle part of the stance, this is where most people have their issue, the arch isn't creating this nice kind of spring action, and instead you're somehow seeking that internal rotation in a different way. So people will either turn their right foot out, I do that, or they'll take their toes and start to come out, you do this, where your toes kind of come out to the side a little bit, or they'll roll, they'll supinate instead of pronate, supinates to the outside. So most people need to work on this right foot, some pronation on the right side. So take a sec, just everybody kind of stand up and see, as you walk, do you feel like you're able to get like a nice arch coming towards the ground and then springing back up as you lift up?
So Sarah, did you say the heel goes back or up?
As you come down from the positive to negative shin angle, your heel will slide back a little bit. It's tough to see, but it'll be a little bit of a slide back. This doesn't come across.
My foot is out.
Yeah, you turn your foot out.
Okay.
A lot of people turn their foot out.
But it's just my right foot though.
Yep, it's just their.
My left foot seems to be mostly parallel with the direction I'm walking.
Correct.
Same.
Weird.
This is my natural.
Yep. Yeah, I usually right foot a little forward and turned out. This is too much. It's usually like this. because you're twisted towards the right. If you're that normal, remember we've talked about this normal pattern. If you guys are the 80 to 90% of people, if your pelvis is twisted towards the right, your right foot's gonna go out and turn out a little bit, right? Do you guys get that?
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like I'm gonna fall over if I don't do that.
Same, Patty.
Yep.
Same.
So what we do to help this, there's like different things we can do. Today, we're gonna focus on specifically at the feet and ankles to create a little bit more movement at the tibia, actually. So in your leg, you've got this tibia in the middle, the fibula is on the outside, that ends kind of here in the ankle bone, your tibia. One thing that will happen in order to create that, remember this is internal rotation and that middle stance, a lot of people don't have that. And so the tibia will rotate in order to try to get that propulsion feeling. So we're gonna go through a little bit of tibia mobilization to help see if that allows you to feel like you can move your feet a little differently. We'll also stretch our big toes a little bit. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to grab. We're gonna want your little massage balls today. Jess, do you have those tennis balls around, or you'll just need one? Perfect. Jace, can you grab
These ones?
Yeah, we're just need 3 balls total. So we'll do a little bit of work with our big toe. So as you're walking, the last piece of it is that you step and your big toe has to extend before you step your foot forward. So this is heel strike, mid stance, late stance is when you're just about to lift your foot up, but you've got the big toe extended. So do a quick, can you even feel your big toes? If you think about it, do you skip one? I feel like when I lift my right foot up, I skip a little bit of that big toe extension and I just kind of pick the foot up. So that's the, yeah, but I can feel it on the left, for sure. Yeah, so then check your big toes. So come down, lean over, passively, see if you can pick up your big toes. And does one feel like a little more rigid than the other?
Yep.
Yeah, so most people right big toe will feel more restricted in some way. I'm actually getting a super cool thing. It's coming in the mail. I don't know when it's going to get here, but it's a test of how much pressure you can put on your big toe to the ground. So we can see, like, is it also weaker? Spoiler alert, it probably is. And I'm also getting some tools to play with that. So good stuff coming up. Okay, so let's start with the tibia mobilization. So come on down to the floor, have a quick seat. Oh, actually, before we do our tibia mobilization, let's look and see, let's prove that we all probably need some tibia movement. So if you check your knee flexion, how far you can get your heel towards your butt, we should all be able to touch our heels straight to our butts. And if you can't, then you probably need a little help with your tibia.
Not on the yoga mat.
Yeah, you're not going to be put a slippery on the yoga mat, but just if you can pull your heel back. Oh, you actually get pretty close. Thanks. Okay.
I can get about a fist away.
Yeah. Without pulling it in. So
You cheater.
without using your hand. Pull it and just drag your foot. Oh.
Some of us went to class yesterday and still can't do it.
Some of us taught class yesterday and still can't do it. So this is a potential piece of it, is what's happening at your tibia. So you've got stuff going on in your ankle and your feet. You've got stuff going on at the hip. You guys, I'm sure have heard me say by now, the knees are the cranky middle child of the legs. So if something's going on, it's sort of going to feed its way into the middle somehow. And usually they're like the canary in the coal mine. They're the first thing to start talking to you, but oftentimes they're not actually the source of the problem. So let's see if we create a little bit of space in our tibias. This is it's a little complicated to maneuver yourself in there, but it's a pretty simple thing to do. So sit on your butts, bend your left knee in like you're gonna sit crisscross. And then we've got your right leg here. You're gonna take your left arm and bring it underneath your right knee. So you're gonna go across the body, yep. And then take your left hand to the right, like upper part of your arm. Sit back a little bit and take your right hand to kind of the bottom part of your knee. So you're like a little bit onto your shin.
It's really awkward.
It's an awkward position to sit in, yeah, it's true. But you need to essentially get your leg to be just like resting, and it's kind of hard to get there otherwise. Once you're here, you're gonna slowly bring your foot to the right and to the left. And what you're trying to get here is this shin bone, your tibia, to feel it move side to side. We're just trying to mobilize it. Can you guys feel it move?
Yeah.
A little bit. You might feel it.
I'm having trouble getting into the pretzel. Can you go through those steps again?
Totally, yes. So left knee bends like you're gonna sit crisscross with your right leg over top. So right leg's over top, left arm's gonna go through. So opposite arm comes through the bottom. Yep, left hand to your right upper arm. And then sort of shift back off of your sits bones. Take your right hand to the bottom part of your knee, perfect. And then walk it down just a little bit so you can feel your tibia. And then turn your foot slowly to the right and to the left. So we're looking for external rotation, internal rotation. And usually you can feel this tibia move. And if you can't, slow it down and see if you can get a little bit of a stretch by being a little more aware. How you guys feeling?
I can feel it.
Yeah. Once you're able to feel it, pause in a place that feels challenging. For most people, it's the turning point.
Mm-hmm.
And then hang there for a little bit and go slowly side to side. We're looking for the deep, achy kind of stretching. Like, oh, it's kind of been stuck for a little bit. Let's unstick it.
These are definitely the stretches I've never done before.
Yeah.
I feel the stretch.
Yeah, it's funny. How you doing, Jess?
I can feel it move, but the only like restriction I feel is in my ankle.
Yeah, that might be the case. Yeah, I kind of feel the tension happen down here.
It feels like that's where you're creating space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might be. I mean, it's possible we all have slightly different things going on. Mostly we're just trying to get this tibia to be moving a bit so that the whole foot functions a little bit better.
Where do you guys feel the stretch?
I feel on the outside of the ankle.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel the ankle? You guys feel the ankles?
I don't really feel a stretch.
Really? Can you go farther to the outside?
I feel it in the ankle, but I also feel it right up here.
Yeah.
I don't know what part of that body is the mid upper shin.
I can't see you, Jason.
Yeah, if you take your fist and go about 1.5 below
Same,
your
like,
knee,
right here.
your mid upper shin, I feel it in my ankle as well as way up high there.
Let's try the other leg, yo. So right knee bends. The left knee is bent here. Right arm comes under. Take your right hand to your left upper arm, sit back a little bit, and then left hand to the knee. And then go side to side. Usually this one feels easier for people. I don't want to put anyone in a box, you might not perfectly fit the pattern. But just giving you something a little more easier. What do you guys think?
It's easy. I have more mobility on this side, but I still don't feel a stretch, but I can feel it moving.
Okay.
So
I definitely feel it moving more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the range feels easier.
yeah.
Jess, how are you feeling on this one?
Same. I feel it moving more, but I still feel the stretch like in the ankle.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go just a couple more times each way, nice and slow. And then from here, we'll head into a little calf stretch. Good. Okay, give it a little shake out. Maybe rub it out a little bit. Let's do just to like keep this, pseudo-scientific. Take a moment to stand up and just see if any of that changed what you feel as you walk. So you're looking for, did you like turn out less with your foot? Do you feel like you gripped less with your toes? Do you feel like this kind of springing action in your arch feels a little bit more natural? Can you feel your big toe on that side a little more? Anything change?
I can feel my big toe more, and I feel like if this is my natural, I feel like I'm less turned out.
Yeah, nice.
I'm not sure if I feel my big toe more or I'm just more present to it.
That's possible, sure.
Yeah.
It's easier to walk.
It does feel like it's
It
easier
does
to
feel
walk.
easier to walk.
Funny, right? Even though you don't feel stretched.
Yeah.
It's just magic, you guys.
So can we go back and retest our heels or butt, or we do that later?
You could. I wasn't gonna do that, but you can. I don't know that it'll get you anywhere.
Okay.
But yeah, just for fun, dude. Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I do feel like I'm closer. I can't quite touch my butt. We probably need like, a number of sessions of that mobility with potentially some other things. Do you feel a little closer?
Yeah. Mine too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel closer?
I didn't feel much closer, but it feels like my hamstrings are what's like restricting the movement. Like I get to a point where my hamstrings are like, nope, not gonna shorten anymore.
Yeah. I'm gonna pray.
We'll lengthen all day long, but we're not gonna shorten.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do this foam roller calf stretch next. I'll show you guys first with the little Pinocchio. Funny to get in there. The first bit is how do you even get up to the wall? This is the secret. You sit sideways and then you lean back and you twist at the same time. So if your hands are on the floor, you lean back and you twist and kick your legs up the wall at the same time. You want to be somewhere between 6 and 12 inches away from the wall. If you feel like your calves are super tight, you'll want to be a little farther back, but you'll figure that out as you get into this. So once you're here, you're going to take the foam roller. This is the like awkward bit. Is to get your foam roller underneath your ankle, so your Achilles. And then once you're here, what we'll do is bring the lower back a little bit towards the floor. You're gonna press into your heels. Your tailbone will lift up, and then you're gonna pull your heels back down, and your tailbone will come back down towards the floor. It's a little different. We're not doing normal foam roller calf stuff, because that's insane. So you guys are gonna want to get there. That's why you need the wall space. It's not high enough unless you're crazy short.
You want to do your swing first? Oh, wow. You're a pro.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. To get real,
No pressure.
if you get real close, because as you twist back, you'll move a little away from the wall. So make sure your side's all the way up, and then
I'm gonna twist this way.
Yeah.
you kick your legs up as you twist. All right,
Okay.
come in.
You got it.
Ooh,
It's easier.
nice. Oh, yeah, got it. Okay, good. Honey, Jess, you guys look good. Okay, so once you're here, foam roller underneath the heels. And then you're gonna press through your heels, your tailbone will lift, and then pull your heels back down. We're gonna add breath to it. So inhale for 4 and lift up. Exhale for 8. Here's the slow exhale back out. Nice. Everybody feel their calves a bit?
Yeah.
I really feel a little bit down.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling enough, scoot forward. That'll get you a little bit more. Okay, go for it. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Nice. So keep going. This is helping to get a little bit more dorsiflexion. Remember how I was talking about the shin angle from being positive to negative? A lot of people don't have great dorsiflexion in their ankles, partly because their calves are really tight. So this is to help get your shin closer towards the top of your foot. That's a dorsiflexion angle.
Oh, should we be hooking your feet? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel it a lot more. Okay. If you point your toes, you don't feel it as
Oh,
much.
it's that piece. You guys pull your toes towards your nose, lock out your legs. I never tell you to lock your legs out. This is a very rare circumstance. Lock your legs out. It's better than foam rolling your calves, like the normal way, right?
Oh, day 2. Oh. I'm feeling it all the way down my legs, Sarah.
Yeah, I feel it in my hamstrings too. Part of that's because when we lock the knees, it kind of all stretches together. Good, we're gonna go just a little bit longer. If you need a break, take it. Good, keep going in for 4, out for 8. Nice, go one more breath cycle, in for 4, out for 8, and then come on down. Roll on over your those like little maybe hugging, roll around a little bit. You might do feet on the floor, knees side to side. And then do a quick knee flexion while we're here. Give that a quick check. And then we're gonna stand up and see what walking feels like. Walking is our big challenge to change, yeah. Can't feel it before. There you go. Keep closer. Yeah. Nice. Okay, and then stand on up and then take a couple of walks. Or steps. Take a couple of steps. Now, this is our dorsiflexion angle. Did this just get a little bit easier to put your weight forward? Not like you need to bend your knees more, but does it feel like now it's maybe a little bit easier to find that forward motion?
Fascinating.
It just feels easier to walk.
Yeah, it just feels easier to walk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Perfect. And then grab whatever ball you've got. We're gonna do that big toe extension stretch. So I think we all found that right big toe was more rigid or a little bit less stretchy. Let's start with that right one. If you are on hardwood, you're gonna want something like with some friction underneath you. Being on the yoga mat really helps with the balls so they don't roll around. So we're just gonna do the big toe. This is a little bit hard to kind of figure out. So you wanna kind of roll your big toe towards the middle of the ball, let the rest of your toes come along the side, and then step your left foot forward, bend that knee a little bit, and just press into your big toe. You should feel it come maybe all the way down to the arch of your foot. Everybody feel stretch?
Are we trying to hit this angle as acute as possible?
Not necessarily. Mostly you're trying to put pressure into the big toe because we're just trying to stretch as if I was picking your big toe up. Just keep your heel on the floor and just kind of lean into it. Yeah, lean forward's gonna help. Not too far forward though.
I'm not feeling the stretch unless I'm like really feel like more in my calf. I don't feel it on my big toe.
You might need to actually shift back a little bit and just be running over that big toe. Make sure that you're putting weight in the knuckle behind the big toe.
Yeah.
Roll back a little bit. Put your foot on it. Yeah. Now make sure the foot stays on the floor. Shift this one forward a little bit. And
How
then
big? How big of a ball? Because I have the tennis balls, but those seem way big. I have the
Are
little
they too
yoga
big?
soccer balls.
Oh, the largest one of those three
Okay.
is about the right size.
And is it going like under to the kind of the knuckle of the foot, or just trying to keep it just under the toe?
Just under the toe.
Sarah, if you bring that stool up there, can you show
So
me?
there you go. Let's see what I do. How do I get closer to you? Here we go. So you want just the big toe on. You're trying to get
Pointing
this
up.
knuckle of the big toe down.
Taking my socks off would probably help.
You're looking for as much extension through the big toe as you can get. Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
I just feel like the ball's gonna like.
Yeah, right. That's not if it does. It's like that sounded dramatic, Jess.
Breeding animals.
Okay, if you've been doing your right big toe for quite a while, go ahead and switch off to the left. And then see how it feels maybe different on the side.
Somebody might have been practicing today.
Oh, good. Super simple stuff. How do you guys feel on the other side? Any different?
Less of a stretch.
Less of a
Yeah.
stretch, yeah. Makes sense.
I felt it on my right side, which is tighter, in the back of my ankle too. Is that bad?
Mm-hmm.
I
I
feel it a
don't-
little bit in the back of the ankle too.
I don't feel it on this side, but I did on my other side.
Like right
Oh,
with the calf and the
yeah,
ankle.
yeah.
knee.
Yeah, I can feel that too. It's probably just a matter of probably a lot of your foot is tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's likely that the arch on the right side usually doesn't move quite as much either because it needs some practice with this pronation because we keep skipping it.
Mm-hmm.
Turning the foot out is like skipping pronation.
Mm.
So you're not really practicing it, so the muscles aren't really wanting to go there.
Got it.
And you're creating the stabilization wherever you can get it, right? So
Mhm.
everything else is gonna kind of like tighten up around it.
Okay.
Stand right there. Nice. Jess, you swapped, right? Good, good, good. All right. Not super relaxing, but hopefully interesting. Come on out, give that a little shake out. Maybe give your toes like a little stretch backwards opposite direction. Feel a little of that, and then take another step. Walking around. Is it now like, oh, extension, like really think about extension on the right side. It's like way. Oh yeah. Nice. Watching the turnout of your right foot, trying not to turn out.
You leave it. No, thank you.
It feels like a little bit more springy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. Springy, perfect. That's actually exactly what we're looking for. The arch.
Word choice.
Springy. Because your arch is able to do this a little bit better.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. We're gonna do a set of ankle stretches. See, we still have enough light. So you're gonna want a blanket for this one. We're gonna come down onto the floor. This is usually our counter to fire toes. And instead of fire toes today, we just did just the big toe. So you're welcome for that. So the ankle stretch, remember, is where you put one foot inside the other, but a little bit of padding is really nice to give yourself there. And then we're gonna sit back. So this is the opposite. So we worked dorsiflexion with the stretch of the calves. Did you see that? You got
Yeah, which side do you have right side on top?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
And then you sit back and then maybe the knees lift up. So you're really stretching like the top of the feet up in towards the shins. You don't have to lift your knees up if that feels accessible. Do it if it doesn't. It's okay to like leave the knees down. You're just really looking for as much of a stretch through the front part of the ankles as you can get.
So
Okay.
the top of your foot is inside the
Yeah, so these are my feet. My left foot's on the bottom, and I put the blanket on top of it, and then I put my right top of the foot into my left arch, just with a little padding. Otherwise, it gets a little pinchy. Good. Everybody doing okay with this one? Kind of intense, but feels all right.
I feel like my quads at times.
I'll do exactly.
It's fun. Like I can focus on how
Yeah,
big of a
lift
stretch.
can you lift your knees up? Does that help you feel less quads when you're lifting your knees? No.
I do not have done
Yeah.
legs, okay?
now my quads are killing me.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, the quads. I didn't work my quads.
I can feel it in the ankle, but the quads are like overpowering.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's just an extra bonus quad stretch for you.
There we go. Let's see if I can get that
That is like, I'm gonna throttle this a little bit.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do. We got about 30 seconds here, guys, and then we'll swap sides. And feel free to drop the knees, lift the knees, whatever you like, shift your weight around. Just looking for as much of a stretch there in the front of the ankles as feels like, accessible. See if you can bring in that slow breathing. Good, one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Nice, and then take it forward. We'll shift into a tabletop. And then pick your feet up. And then maybe circle them a little bit. Alright, and then swap it out. So I'm gonna have my right foot on the bottom and the left foot on top. I think you guys followed me, but if you didn't, just swap it. It always feels so awkward to me. How are we feeling?
Better on this side.
Better on this side?
Yes.
Less intense?
Yes.
I don't think it's less intense for Jason. You alright over there?
Yeah, I'm just getting a stretch.
Alright, time is rolling. Nice and slow. The big toe on this one. Okay, just a little bit longer, guys. Doing great. Nice. Last 30 seconds, everybody. All right, let's come on out.
You just want the lab to lay on.
And then kick out your feet a little bit. Stretch one out. Woo. Nice. And then let's do just a nice hamstring stretch here, kind of round it all out. So if you've got your foam roller handy again, go ahead and grab your foam roller. If you don't have that handy, a little bit of pillow or blanket or something with you will work too. So put the foam roller underneath your knees. And if you do have a blanket or pillow, it's nice to have too, so you can throw it in your lap. And we'll just lean forward over your legs. And let the lower limbs relax a little bit. You're gonna get maybe a little bit of hamstring. Probably most of us will feel this largely in our like lower backs. Maybe a little bit upper backs for some of us if you're feeling tight around your shoulder blades. Good, just kind of a sloppy feeling, like relaxed forward position.
Oh, not holding on.
Yeah, don't hold on. They have funny patterns on the tops of their feet. Their blanket. And nice slow breaths in for 4, out for 8. And let's take one more breath in. And back out. Okay, so then nice and slow. Coming back up. Give yourself a little wiggle, shake out. And then let's make our way back over to the wall. Let's see, I want to do Shavasana with our legs up the wall today, just like kind of a different way to do it. But it also, as you put your feet in the air, it allows gravity to help kind of all the fluid and everything drain from the feet, just to kind of help keep focusing on the feet. So let's throw ourselves a quick tantrum and then we'll get up into the wall. Otherwise, I don't think we'll have space to throw a tantrum without hitting the wall. So go ahead and lay on back, legs up, arms up, give it a couple of kicks, shakes. That's it. Good. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Perfect. And then go ahead and just make your way back over, and then grab whatever you might want with you. So if you want an eye mask, socks on, anything like that. And you'll want to get in the same way you did before. So leaning or laying sideways and then twisting back with your legs. It matters less exactly where you get your feet up onto the wall, as long as you're just kind of in a comfortable position. It's totally up to you. You can do it on the other wall, but you'll hit like around here. So it's probably more comfortable against the mirror. You, Chris?
No. elbow against the wall?
It's just up to you to be comfortable.
Okay.
So however that feels for you. If you're if you're in the short hamstring club and you want to put something underneath your butt just to give you like a little bit of hamstring relief, that is also something that can be helpful. And if you need anything, just let me know. Do you want a blanket on?
Yeah, let's try it. Sure, try it.
Smells really good right here. This one is strong, yeah. Nice. All right. Everybody's kind of situated here. Okay. So tonight's meditation is called The Elements, as always, coming to us from Jeff Warren. Meditation is often about getting quiet and letting the world be what it is. It's a kind of training in neutrality, which gives us more space to respond and live and be. This is important, and it's not the whole story. Because meditation can also be a place where we deliberately build up certain qualities, like peace or energy or love. A place where we build the qualities that we want to put out into the world. We recognize the subtle ways these basic elements already show up in our experience, and then we nurture them and grow them. Out of these basic elements, many good things can be made. Let's explore how. Start here by taking a few deep breaths. Maybe finding a little bit of stretch on the inhale. And then deliberately letting the exhale be long. As you breathe out, soften your cheeks, your shoulders, and your belly. Every time you exhale, it's like you're breathing out a bit of tension, landing in the here and now. So first we synchronize to the outside, meaning we don't bring our own agenda to the table. We let sounds be there. We let sensations be there. We don't interfere. It's like we disappear in the total neutrality. Try this for a bit. So everything on the outside is welcome. You don't need to push anything away. Just relax and be as things settle here. Now let's move from neutrality to the active encouragement of certain very simple elements in our experience. we look for what's already here. Let's start with peace. Is peace something you yearn for? Something you want to put out into the world? If so, then see if you can zoom in on something peaceful in your experience right now. Maybe the subtle release at the end of the out-breath, or maybe the quiet between and around sounds, or maybe any settling or any stillness in the body itself. We build peace by finding the simplest form of it and then staying with it, slowly sinking in, letting peace expand naturally. So if you're enjoying peace, of course you're welcome to stay with that. Or maybe you yearn for energy, for vibrancy. In that case, notice what already seems alive in your experience. The tingling in your hands, maybe a flicker of vitality in the inhale. Maybe the sparkle in your smile behind your eyes. We build energy by finding the simplest form of it and then staying with it. Letting energy slowly expand all on its own. If you're enjoying energy, you can stay with that. Maybe what you yearn for in this moment is love, connection. If this is the case, picture someone you care for. Friend, pet, ancestor. Breathe into your chest, feeling into that complicated heart of being human. We build love by finding the simplest form of it and then staying with it, sinking in, letting love expand all on its own. Down here in this quiet and simple meditative space, we're in the elements. These basic building blocks of experience. It's not dramatic because it's just starting out. The first recognition of silence, peace. We build peace from here. The briefest flash of energy and vitality. Build energy from here. The first stirring of care, almost bittersweet. We build love from here. These elements, they're not dramatic, but they are powerful. They make a life.